Hello, hello. So it's 1 p.m. Nice Saturday afternoon. I'm all alone. As you can see, we are at this track is on the 4th floor. No one's here. I have the track all to myself. Okay, so I'm here. There's no race day. It's just me dedicated to practicing, and I want to set up my cars. So I have my minis, and what I have here is the M04, which is released back in 2004, and the newer M06 released somewhere in 2011, and coming out is the M08. These are rear wheel drive minis from Tamiya. And so I used this for race 1 about 3 weeks ago, and I came in second. It's running okay, but I feel I can go much faster maybe with an M04. If you look at it, the main difference is the motor position. So here I have a mid motor, and here's the rear motor, and the weight balance. This looks like the weight is around here between the axles, whereas here the weight is scattered here and then back here. So I think weight distribution wise, this has an advantage for cornering speed. The weight is very compact here. This is scattered here and a heavy motor here. Also, overall, this is about 100 grams lighter than this. And so yeah, we'll see. So this is a short wheelbase, this is slightly longer wheelbase. My trusty Miata body from back about 15 years ago, so it's 15 years old. Alright, so let me get to it and do some tests. This one is 48. So the front is more or less equal, but the rear, this one is working hard compared to this. So currently it feels a little slidey. This is very planted, but this is a little slidey on the rear, but I can feel has more potential on the cornering. It's more nimble. And so let me work on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some let's see, what am I going to do? Alright, I guess what I'm going to try to do is make the springs softer, one step softer, and see how it goes. If it will lean better, if it will give me better feel, better grip. Right now the car seems like it's floating on the surface. A little unpredictable to drive. This is currently planted with a touch of understeer. So I put the tires here, and this one is because it's much lighter as well, so it's really feeling lighter, but too much floatiness, too much vagueness in control, so I need to fix that. Okay, so let me work on springs. Okay, before I go with softer springs, I'm going to add 5 grams of weights on each of the rear hubs. So just like so. there. So hopefully this will give some additional rear traction. It doesn't take much weights to change the characteristic of a car. So 5 grams for now. Let me do a test. Okay, so the additional 5 grams was very beneficial. At the start it was perfect, but then towards the after laps, it's just too hot outside, so the tires are now up to 55-56 degrees centigrade, and that's probably what caused me to spin out on a few occasions. Right, so it's really the heat, and so it was when the tires were fresh, cold. The car was not spinning out. But then now, towards after running on the track, it started to overheat the rear tires, and on power exit I started to go like this. Let me try with softer rear springs to try to keep the tire temps lower and keep the grip for a longer period of time. Alright. Okay, so I started with these hard springs. I changed to a yellow spring rear, and the car felt so much better as well. I like it. I might even go down one more spring rate softer in the rear just to see if it improves my feeling. But right now, if you look here on this sweeper, my car is understeerings. It's understeering all the way. I can't put the power down in this big sweeper. I'm losing some time. Infield is feeling very good. So I think what I am going to do is I'm going to change this big wing and use a smaller wing. Okay. So now I have high-speed sweeper. Most likely will benefit to make the understeer less. Maybe the wing is causing it. And I'm going to use a smaller mini wing and see how it goes. Alright, so let me set up the video and let's look at the laps. Softer rear plus smaller rear wing. Alright, so the small mini wing made a big difference on the sweeper. I'm very happy now. It's pretty well balanced. I can be more on throttle on the sweeper versus when I was using a bigger wing. I was letting off because it was understeering badly. One problem solved, the sweeper. But then on the middle to exit, when I try to power the car, tendency is to oversteer and the rear is breaking loose a bit. I would like it to push a little to be safer, so I want the middle to exit on power for this car to go understeer rather than where it is now oversteer. But I have to think about it because the conditions right now, if you see, it's so bright. The track is so hot that, maybe there's nothing I can do about it setup wise. It's just the track is overheating my tires. It's causing it to slide. So I'm thinking maybe this is already pretty good. It's already pretty good if the track is cooler and it's high grip. which is probably the case during the next race. But yeah, so actually right now, when we started, this was my baseline. My first run with this was probably a 7 out of 10. This is, if I say this is around a 9, this was around a 7 during the first run. And now after a few setup changes, put the 5 grams here, put a softer spring here, raise the ride height a little bit on the front. I think it's now a 9. Yeah, so it's at least as plus the wing, change the wing, so it's now better than this. I really feel it. Driving wise, I don't know lap time, I have to take a look, but driving feel is what I'm looking for right now to give me I want a car that gives me confidence that I can stay on the throttle more. So I'm able to stay on the throttle more with this car than this car right now. So I know this is pretty much faster. So if this is a 9, this is already a 9.1, maybe a little better, but I still have things to do. I have around, so the time check is, it's all right, so it's 2 p.m. Then I did so I managed to do around 4 or 5 runs in an hour, and I'll keep doing this until maybe 6 o'clock. So as the track grip changes, I will get an idea of what setup I should run depending on the time and the track grip of this track, right? So I'm better prepared. It's hard work. And if you look around, there's no one here, all right? So when people wonder why, or if ever I'm faster, why I win, it's not because I cheat. Yes, I cheat. I cheat by coming to the track and practicing the entire day and setting up my car to be much, much better. It's hard to set up your car when it's race day, but it's easy when there's no one around. I have that entire track, no pressure. I can compare 2 cars. Yeah. All right, so that's the secret. You go to the track, practice, set up hard. No cheating needed. Cheating is for losers, you know, when you use illegal parts. I always don't, I can say I don't cheat. That's stupid. I don't need to cheat. This is how I cheat. I practice and set up the car. All right, so let me work on it some more and get back to you. I want to get this car to a 10, meaning I'm so happy I can push the throttle, brake hard, push hard for 5 minutes. Because right now, after maybe 2 minutes, the rear is sliding because it's overheating. The tires are just up to 55 degrees centigrade. That's too hot. It's burning my tires. All right? So I need to find maybe make it softer so that the tires can run cooler and longer before they start losing grip. Yeah. Yep. So that's it. Let me get to work. Okay, so after another 45 minutes of changing setups, going up and down. Okay, what I did was I was playing around with spacers here and here to widen and narrow the front and rear. And so I would do it, change, go to the track, come back, change, go to the track, so you can feel the difference. It has to be continuous. And then I change the tires, front tires to a harder front tire. But then it is understeering, so I have to change, maybe remove my roll bar for this set of tires. Alright, so let me get back to you in another hour. Alright, been tuning non-stop for the past 2.5 hours already. I am getting tired. Right. So here's the update. Alright, so someone is here with me, Paolo. Yeah, he's practicing too. Alright, here's my update. So this car, the M06, have been tuning for the past, I've had 2 weekends tuning this. And this one, just today, 2.5 hours. And so this is still maybe a 9 in terms of handling. There's still 10% to go, but I cannot find it anymore. I think I've reached the limit on how much I can tune this car, mainly because the weight is here. It's too heavy. It's 1,300 grams, whereas this car is 1,200 grams, and the weight is in the middle, so it will corner faster, and the lighter weight puts less strain on the tires. And if I have to exit the corner, a lighter car, it's easier for the rear tire to move a lighter car without spinning the rear tires, whereas this one needs to move an extra 100 grams on the corner exit, and it overloads the tire. I have to gas it harder, and it might cause a spin out. So yeah, so this is my findings. This is faster. I haven't. It's more consistent. So I like driving this. I can put it where I want it on the track more consistently. This one, after maybe 2 minutes, the tires start to slide a bit, and I have to drive more cautiously. So over 5 minutes, I believe this is a better car. Even now, I like driving this more. It's just more flowing than this. All right. So let me spend 2.5 hours more on this, and hopefully more speed. Sweep new rear. Okay, it's 5 o'clock. I've been doing this for 4 hours. I'm tired, but I'm happy because now I have a car that can fight in the next round. And so the car I choose for today is the M04. My M06 is good, so it will be my backup car, but I'm going to now race the M04. So what happened throughout the day? So when I started, things that I changed were: one, I went to a smaller rear wing because of this sweeper. I was understeering. So I found the smaller wing made it corner faster and the sweeper less understeer. Second was I changed the springs. So in the end, I changed both front and rear. I changed this to one step softer. So it's more, the cornering is more nice, less bouncy, easier on the tires. And then I changed the front tires with a harder insert so it doesn't hook the car. But with that, I had to remove the front sway bar to compensate for the it started to push, so I removed the front sway bar to give back the steering, at the same time not let the car hook exiting the corner. And at the same time, because of these tires, my sweeper again became slightly understeer, so I put a front splitter. Alright, so in our rules, everything is allowed. The body is open, so it's minimal. It's minimal effect, but for some reason, psychologically, it helps me. It feels that I can hold the line a little better, just a touch better with this. So I'm sticking with this. Right? Sometimes it's psychological. And what else did I do to this car? So the ride height, it's almost level. And this is a Sweep 40R rear tire. So earlier I was using practice tire, but this one, the newer tire, I found that the inserts are slightly more firm than the old ones, so it gave me better corner speed as well. And yeah, that's my car. My old M04 from 2004. This has raced in Hong Kong, and so now it's gonna race again. It's won me many race, and now I remember why I like this car. Yeah, the M06 is nice, but mid-motor, the placement of the weight here, no weight here, no weight here, makes it rotate better. And so the philosophy here is it's handling, corner speed handling, and smoother power. It's better. It's lighter, so the tires don't overheat. The M06, the tires go away after 10 laps, and it becomes very hard to drive. Whereas this, I've tried already for about 5 minutes, and it's consistent throughout the run. The M06 also was twitchy down the straight. This one gave me confidence, just tracks straight. And so yeah, this is different driving technique. I have to be smoother. I have less power with this car, but it's lighter. It's all about balance. So I can put more power, but it will upset my car and give me slower lap time. So in the end, I'm going after the lap time. And for this layout, I think this is the best configuration I can get for driving confidence, consistency, without upsetting the corner speed, without spinning out the car. So here I am. I'm done. I'm just gonna see, it's 5 o'clock. I'm going to practice for maybe 1 more hour. Now what I'm going to do now is, once you have a nice setup, this, I would rate this a 9.5. It's almost there. And what I'm going to do now is just focus now on driving this setup over and over for the next 1 hour. Practice the brake, cornering, and gain more speed that way. All right.